And broadcast this conversation out on the Twitch stream. No, never mind. Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Right. There we go. So, last time, we wrapped up downtime. Yeah, we wrapped up downtime. It is wrapped. And the party was given the task of hunting down a somewhat small, at least by reports, group of Gnoll to the northeast of Storgard. And I'm going to cough my way through this session as well. Yeah, so it is in the kind of mid or late afternoon, early evening that you received this charge. Commander did ask when can y'all leave. So yeah, y'all can get your prep work done. And what's your plan? And you were given 200 gold to buy supplies for this mission specifically.
Well, we're gonna have to talk to Oren and figure out what the fuck he's gonna do while we're gone. We have to report to the Hearts because Chills would be fucking pissed if we left without talking to her. Call's probably gotta pop in and be like, "Hello, goodbye, I'm leaving," to their people. We gotta get stuff. Gotta figure out um, whether we're taking the books with us or whether we trust to leave them behind. And I'm assuming, yeah, we got a lot of stuff we gotta do. Okay.
Maybe.
Hmm?
Do we need to go to Flanagan's? How many health potions do we have?
Okay, so assuming that that we've left the
You were dismissed from the Great Hall, so
okay.
you are not there anymore.
Okay. So Call is going to kind of just stop in the courtyard and say, um, let's each pack up whatever we need from our own quarters and then meet at Henry's, um, so we can figure out our next steps from there.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna send a message to the Hearts to ask them if we can come over late to tell them stuff. Is that cool?
What are you using to do that?
I just figured there'd be like a messenger,
Just like a runner?
like
Okay.
voice,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a runner, a chitlin,
Gotcha.
if you will. Cool. So then, should we just skip to Henry's room then, or do y'all have stuff that you need to
Is there something that
actually
anybody wants
roleplay?
to roleplay going to get? Like,
Um, I don't, I don't know if it warrants role playing, but Call is gonna make sure Zerka's aware of what is going on and is also going to ask Percy to look after Truffle because Percy has the bed next to Call's, and that way Truffle doesn't have to be moved.
easy enough.
So
And kind of same thing with Ren, that Ferk and like they're friends now, so he's gonna stop by and say just bye. So yeah. Okay then, back to Henry's.
I think I go and tell second brother Eurydius as well.
Okay. All right. So in Henry's room.
Um,
Uh, so Call is going to um, wander in and probably muss Oren's hair up a little bit and just say like, "Hey, how you doing? How are things progressing?"
He is he's not frantic about it. But he has been diligently working on making extra of the cure. Um, so he has like quite a few vials of it just kind of stacked and ready to go. Let's say he has 20 vials of it. Just like kind of hanging out on a shelf. And that's what he was working on when y'all came in.
Excellent.
um,
Um,
and he's you asked how he was doing, right?
mhm.
Yeah. He seems excited. He's not quite doing his excited to go to the bookstore dance. But he is just like he seems real jazzed. And but he's a little confused, like why, what's going on.
so, Oren, we got a mission from Count Ander to go and track down a small group of cultists in Gnoll who are apparently looking for something northwest of the city. And so we're probably going to be heading out in the morning to go do that. And we wanted to talk to you about um, would you want to come with us? Would you want to stay here? If you do you feel safe staying here? Is there somewhere else you want to go?
He looks a little confused, and then he is like, "Well, I have I have the cure now. Can't I? If I take this to the mage tower, can't I? Aren't like isn't it? Aren't I safe now?"
Is that what you want to do? Because we can go talk to Master Barnabas if you feel ready.
Um, he takes a second, um, before he responds, and he's, well, I mean, I'm not sure. I don't want to go out there again. Um, like I don't want to go with y'all. I don't.
No,
Um,
I'm not taking you back out there.
uh, and
Henry holds his hand, starts holding his hand while he's talking.
and I think I may go crazy if I'm just here sitting in this room with nothing to even work towards. Um, I get you have to leave soon.
In the morning. And I know that y- both of those options, neither of those options are good, but the other option is going out and we're not here if you need anything.
Um, he kind of nods at that, and I I think I would like to talk to Master Barnabas at least.
Okay. Um, how much do we have to explain to him? He is a divination wizard, so he knows. everything. Um, he's a good man. And I hope that we can explain things well to him. He'll keep you safe, like if we can explain things well. So, um, okay. Should I go ahead and go back and give him a rundown and give him like a heads up that we're bringing you?
Um, whatever you think is best. Obviously, I've never met him. Uh, so if you think it would be worthwhile for him to know that I'm coming, then all right. But I would be fine with going to him now.
I think we're okay if we just go straight there. Um, all right, ready?
Yeah.
Okay. And
And
I'll
what? Sorry, finish.
no, I'll let you tell him as much as you want to. Um, that is up to you.
He gets a bit of a serious look on his face and kind of nods and looks to be thinking.
Okay? Everyone okay with that?
Yeah. I wanted to ask Ben, what time is it right now?
Uh, Early evenings,
Okay.
5-ish.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure like it didn't take us too long to gather stuff, and then we were gonna run out of time to talk to the hearts. So I didn't want to split up if we didn't have to, and we
Uh,
don't.
did you send a time to the hearts, or just a
I think I
request
would
to
have
meet?
said like 8,
Okay.
7 or 8.
All right.
Probably 8, so that they can have finished dinner.
All right. So, where are we headed?
Barnabas
The tower.
house. Yay.
Cole really wants to see this.
Henry also wants to go.
So everybody's going?
Okay,
All right.
let's
Yeah.
go.
It is a field trip. Barnabas
Yeah.
gets to join Zerka in the team of why do you have so many strays?
Yes.
Bless. Okay.
I swear Zerka is just sitting there like, how are you picking up so many strays and why do you keep bringing them home?
All right.
This is Zerka who picked up strays for the Dirty Dozen.
I
Zerka did
wasn't
kind of
sure, but it
collect
had occurred to
literally a
me.
dozen strays on
She
her
should
own.
know better than anyone.
Yeah, she is a dragon and we are her horde.
Um, spoilers. Um, uh, so on the way, let's get a perception roll from Call uh with all the ridiculousness added onto it.
Okay. That will be a 25, Your Honor.
Um, Jesus. You want to know what sucks? What
What?
sucks is that with all that fucking extra, it's still close. Um, but whatever.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not hit the DC you wanted with
No,
my 25?
actually you did. You hit exactly the DC with a 25.
Oh my
Um,
god.
um, let me hang on one second. Um, yeah. You actually okay because you hit the DC exactly. This is what you see. You see, uh, in the fading evening light, within the keep, on one of the roofs of one of the Corps of Blade barracks, you see some black fabric moving around.
Trent?
Okay.
Trent?
Henry, you saw nothing and could have seen nothing.
What does Call do?
Uh, Call's probably going to keep looking in that direction, like, just scanning to see, if I saw moving in a certain direction, Call's probably going to follow that, like, path to see if they can see it again.
So it wasn't really that you saw it moving in a direction, it was like you saw it moving away
Out
from
of
you,
sight.
like to get out of sight from you.
Gotcha. In that case, Call's probably just gonna, like, look for a second, and if they don't see anything else, they're just gonna mind their own business.
Call is too polite.
Uh,
We stand.
you do not see anything else.
They're too far away. Yelling would do nothing.
Um, yeah. So when y'all get to the tower, with Call's passive perception, they see literally everyone and can identify them to a police sketch artist, to damnable means. Um, but there's really not many people around at this time. You do see Quincy seemingly in quite the hurry, kind of like down a hall, moving away from you. Um, you see Great Servant Rawl walking the hallways, muttering. Um, um, that's really it. There's nobody else in the halls to leading up to the Mage Tower. um, and you make your way to Barnabas' door. Um, the that little like bubble thing is not there. And yeah, y'all are at the door. What do you do?
Ren knocks on the door. I'm so sorry. What time is it about?
But with the travel time, it's about 5:30.
Okay, cool.
um,
So we knock on the door and see if he's in his office.
um, before you even knock on the door, Call especially hears movement inside the office. The clomping of hooves and such. Um, he comes to the door, and when he opens it and sees all of you, he seems rather surprised. But like you've been meeting with him rather regularly over the past month, so he's not like, "What are you doing here?" It's just like a little bit of what's going on.
Right. Well, I guess Ren is gonna start. Um, hello, sir. Is now a good time to talk?
Uh, yes. What is it, Ren? And he gestures to let you enter the room.
Okay. Ren drags everyone into the room. Let's see. All right, Henry and Call, I believe. This is our friend Oren, and he was supposed to be here about a year ago. We wanted to bring him to you sooner. We'll explain the circumstances in a moment, but he was to be at the academy, at the university, and he had been admitted. I was wondering if we still had if there would be any record of him as well. He was captured on his way here about a year ago, and did not make it here for his acceptance.
He, uh, Barnabas looks a little concerned. He says, "You say a year ago," and he goes to a just like kind of pile of scrolls and kind of goes through them a little bit and pulls one out and unrolls it. and just kind of he scans it for a second, and then he puts it back and grabs a different one, opens it. He goes through 3 or 4 different scrolls and kind of looks a little bit more concerned each time, and then puts it back and says, "I don't have any record of any accepted students not arriving in the past 2 years."
That could indicate something. I don't know what it is, but that is a little concerning. Well, I guess we'll have to address that later. It remains Orin was accepted to the university and did not make it here. Orin, would you like to speak to yourself? Speak for yourself?
He looks a little bashful as he steps forward, and he is like not making eye contact. Excuse me. Um, but he kind of at first he kind of like rattles off his like credentials, like you recognize like some test scores uh, that he took a long time back, uh, and Barnabas listens carefully, uh, he rattles off a little bit and then says, I was captured by the Gnoll um, just over a year ago." You see that he's kind of fiddling with the stump of his pinky finger on his left hand as he talks. And he said, "I on my way here, they grabbed me, and they've for almost a year until these fine people rescued me, were forcing me to work for them. Um, they were using me to work on, well, a substance that I've both heard called the substance, and also the death. It's the it's the necrotic disease from Shadowfell that primarily targets plant life." Um, you, he kind of continues for a while, going into kind of too much detail. Like the point has gotten across, and he's still describing things. Um, but Barnabas never interrupts. He sits there silently listening. Um, Gosh, yes. Um, but and finally he fully explains that he developed a way to make it more communicable to humanoids. He explains that he could stabilize it without a host. He communicates the lethality that he was able to give it, and with combining with a health potion, um, and the whole time he keeps his eyes down, just kind of staring at the rug that Barnabas has there. Um, and Barnabas, actually, can y'all give me an insight check real quick?
Oh, 19.
Also 19.
And mine is where's my insight? 21.
Go team.
Um, Barnabas isn't really showing much emotion or reaction to what is going on. Uh, there's a little bit of concern in his eyes, um, especially when Orin talks about how he was able to make it lethal. Um, but you you see no judgment in Barnabas' eyes. It is like his face is the epitome of I am absorbing this information and I'll decide about it later. Um, uh, so aside from this little bit of concern when Orin brings up making it lethal to humanoids. Um, uh, Orin goes through basically everything, even kind of details uh, the events of y'all's rescue of him, and then starts talking a little bit faster, um, and kind of the shakiness starts falling out of his voice as he starts talking about the work he put into an antidote. Goodness. Um, and like his confidence builds as he's speaking about it. He even like goes into like a complex. Again, like he is giving too much detail to to convey his point. Um, but he uh, he explains like a complex equation that he was able to solve um, that was the problem of creating a tincture to cure this that also didn't have the same aspects that a health potion had that made it lethal. Because mixing those together would have just killed the infected person faster. Um, and then he even, as he's talking, he brings out one of the vials of the silvery white liquid that looks like it should be clear, but it isn't. Um, and he actually kind of holds it forward a little bit, but he doesn't like walk towards Barnabas to give it to him, but also like holds it out a little bit of like kind of as if he's offering it. Um, After a second of him holding it there, Barnabas just like kind of makes a motion uh, low down so that Orin can actually see it because Orin is still not looking at Barnabas as he is talking. Um, but Orin does notice his little hand motion and he brings it back and puts it back into his pouch. And when Orin finally does finish, he just takes a very deep breath and looks up at Barnabas and tries to get a read on him. Oh no.
Is it in that
Oh
one?
no.
Orin's knees start shaking much worse than they were.
Okay, Ren is standing like right with Orin, like practically has like a hand on his shoulder, like just right there supporting him, like he's there for him.
Um,
Call's gonna be like stepping in to like pat him on the back.
Me too. Yep.
um, so Barnabas was standing this whole time. Um, he continues to just stand and think for a little while. And then he turns to his desk and he rifles through some papers, pulls one out, and starts writing. Like, the room is rather quiet other than the scratch of his quill on this paper. Um, and then he, dots some I's and crosses some T's, sprinkles some sand onto it to help dry the ink, um, and then walks over and hands it to Ren. Um, do you look at it or?
Yes.
Um, it is a letter of admission. Um, and so there's very official looking, like you are allowed to attend the university bit at the top, and then the bottom, it looks like a bill, like point of sale type thing. Um, and but looking at it, things keep like weighing each other out. So it's there is there's like a line item that is like courses basically, and then there's a line item that is brought equipment, and the brought equipment is a credit where the courses are like a debit. Um, and going through all of it, at the bottom, uh, it comes out just raw zero, um, meaning that Orin is going to be allowed to attend the university at no cost. Um, and then Barnabas turns to Orin, who shies away a bit because, as you said, you were right there with him. So he's giant, jacked centaur man is now standing right next to Orin, who is rather short, and he's like shying away a little bit. Um, and Barnabas just extends his hand, and Orin's like not looking so much to the point that he doesn't see it at first. And then like upon realizing that like nothing's happening and no one's moving, he looks over and sees the hand, and he very cautiously reaches out and grasps it. Barnabas shakes his hand and says, um, "Sometimes we are used for purposes that are not our own, and I could not bring myself to judge someone who, with no training, was forced to create a weapon." And then he points at the paper and he says, "That is because you, from the sound of your telling, spent no time resting until you fixed the problem that you were forced to cause." Um, and he holds Orin's hand through the whole thing and gives it another shake at the end, and says, "A free bit of advice. Galdanus is ambitious. Keep this between us, but show him your talent, and he will treat you well." Um, and then he looks at Ren and says, "Was there anything else you needed?"
You are the first person that we've told this much. We were concerned about Orin's safety, and I prioritized that. And he chose to finish making the antidote before bringing it to you. And but you're the first person that we've told this much, so please keep him safe while I'm gone.
Give me an insight check real quick.
15?
He's not really trying to hide this. There is a look in his eyes that it is a level of ferocity that matches his physique. And he looks to you. First, let me explain something. Barnabas has a way of, especially when teaching, his posture makes him come across as, even though he is significantly taller than almost anyone he ever talks to, he postures himself so that it never feels like he's looking down at you. He does not do that at this point. He stands at his full height and is looking down at you and says, "No harm will come to him."
Thank you, sir. Ren is trying to have this utterly yes, professional, soldier kind of appearance right now. He's so relieved he might cry. Okay, yeah, he's just gonna squeeze Orin's shoulder and hand him the unless Orin's already taken it, he's gonna give him the admission document.
Yeah, he takes it and is still shaking, because the poor boy did roll a nat 1.
And you're muted, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. He takes it, and he's still kind of shaking because the poor boy did roll a nat 1 on trying to tell Barnabas's reaction to his story. And as we all know, when you roll a nat 1 on an insight check, they definitely hate you. Um,
Specifically, Call hates you.
but so he's like he's although he rolled a nat 1 insight, he is not deaf and heard Bronwyn is here, heard Barnabas speak, and also is reading the paper in front of him, and so he just seems kind of confused. My wife's the best. Excuse me. One moment.
That's gay.
That's a little gay.
Hopefully, it will make narration less halting.
He just kept coughing, and I was like, I know how to make the tea that helps him feel better, so I had to. That's why I kept going off camera.
No, it's
I
fine.
was curious, but I wasn't about to say something. So yeah. Yeah. So
Thomas gone. Okay.
so Orin is coming to the realization that he's not going to be killed by the very strong centaur man, and is starting to get his little bounce going. And he's holding this paper, and he's like, okay, I'm sure I need to see the bursar, but when can I go to the library? And Barnabas Bar- Barnabas gets a very proud teacher look, waves a hand and snaps, and Orin is gone. And then Barnabas once again looks at you, Ren, and says, I'm glad that you brought him to me. As I said, no harm will come to him. And keep yourself safe.
Thank you so much, sir.
Is there anything else?
No, sir, that's it. Thank you.
He nods and goes to the door to escort you out.
All right, we go. I am so relieved. I was so scared for Orin.
I know, me too.
That was the best possible thing that could have happened. Okay. Okay, we're having a good day, guys.
Paul's gonna be like, Barnabas is cool.
Barnabas is so cool.
Ren's just nodding, like, yeah, my teacher's the best. Like, now that he's gotten to know Barnabas and he has some confidence in him, Ren is like, yeah, that's my dad. Everything's cool now.
You are my dad.
You're my dad.
Glad that everybody went there. Okay. Where do y'all go from here?
I guess we gotta go get supplies. We have 200 gold to equip ourselves. Ren has 3 health potions on his person.
While we're in the mage tower still, Call is gonna do a quick spend, like a quick, look around, see if they can just drop a comment real quick. And is it safe to make a comment?
You're looking around. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Ooh, not great. 14.
Right. This is just outside of Barnabas's tower?
No, it's just while they're still in the mage tower. They're just in a hallway, I assume.
Okay. Because, like, the tower itself, you gotta go down a bunch of stairs before you start getting to hallways. But if
Okay,
you're...
then in that case, they're probably still in the stairwell.
Yeah, okay. So, on a 14, you don't hear anyone talking or other footsteps other than your own on the stairs.
Carl's gonna say, do you think the book is safe where it is?
I would not bring it back out into Steelwood.
That is absolutely a very valid answer.
You
So,
are not
if you
going
think,
to
if
Steelwood.
you,
Sorry, you're not going to Steelwood. You're going the opposite direction of Steelwood.
Opposite direction of Steelwood.
Steelwood is to the east. Y'all are going northwest.
We're going northwest. That forest. Awesome. Cool.
No,
I don't think we're going
no forest.
that far.
No forest. Why was I stuck on forest? Okay. We
No.
get to see more
You
of the
would
map.
be,
Nice.
y'all would be traveling for like 2-3 weeks to get to the forest that is northwest of y'all.
Okay, I was prepared for a very long camping trip. Okay. I understand now. Cool. All right.
So do we want to bring the book in Henry's bag of holding, or do we want to leave the book in Ren's drawer?
yeah, that's why Carl was just asking, like, does Ren think the book is safe where it is?
Ren doesn't like either option. Do we need to take it in your bag of holding, Henry?
We can if I personally think it's safer here in its lead line box with a key that changes every time you lock it, and close to Barnabas, and I feel like it's if someone's gonna take it here, it's gonna be someone really powerful. Where worst case scenario, they pick my bag of holding off my dead body and just wonder if the book is on me, and they could potentially get it. Where anybody who could get it here would just have to be so powerful already that it's almost negligible them getting more power, right? More power with the book.
Also, I trust Barnabas not to let anyone break into my room.
Yeah.
Okay. We feel
So
good about that?
both books here, or just Oren's?
Um, Carl is at this point perfectly content to suggest that we stop by Ren's room and drop Carl's book off in the drawer as well. So,
Okay.
because Carl has taken it to like carrying it around in their bag all the time now, and they don't want to carry it with them on this trip.
Okay. Let's go to Ren's room then.
Field trip.
Yeah. Okay, so they do that.
Excellent.
Nice. Okay, then supply Ren.
Yeah. I
Okay.
have 3 potions of healing. I still have blade poison. And we still have that wisdom powder, right?
Yeah. Um.
I have a hunting trap for some reason.
Nice.
Probably from your
Carl
background.
is running.
Yeah.
Carl is running low on healing potions. Looks of it.
Let's get some and see what else might be useful. Okay.
All right, so I guess we are heading to Flanagan's prior to the Hearts, or
Yeah. I'm guessing it's like 6:00, 6:30, maybe.
Like I said, Oren went to kind of excruciating detail in his telling, so it's probably pushing 7.
So should we maybe eat dinner here, like in the mess hall, and then go to the Hearts, and then go to Flanagan's? Do we know what time Flanagan's closes?
Never been there late. I'm pretty sure every time y'all have gone to Flanagan's, it has been like early morning.
Let's
Okay.
run to Flanagan's just in
Let's
case.
just
let's
Yeah,
run
let's
to
just
Flanagan's, and we can just pick up food on the way to the Hearts and eat it on the as we walk. Street food exists in major cities.
Alternatively, we know it's open early morning, and so we could just go tomorrow morning before we leave.
That's true.
let's do that.
Okay, so we can eat dinner and then head to the Hearts and get a good night's sleep and head out in the morning.
All right. So just a small, super minor point of clarification. Um, there is not one mess for the whole keep. There is a mess in. So there's kitchens in the Great Hall, but y'all don't eat there. There's a mess in the Core of Light. The university is more of like a kind of like a modern university where there are like different food vendors that are allowed to sell in the area. Um, and then there's also like a super plain that's also not very well stocked because nobody really eats there mess hall that's like not great at the university. And then it is soldier food for the core blades. So where are y'all headed?
Not the Core
University.
Blade.
Let's go to the university.
So y'all are going to buy like the other three options would have been free, but you're going to buy food from like the individual vendors in the university. Is that the plan? I mean, it's not like
No.
super expensive. I mean, it'd be like a silver a plate.
We can
They're
do
gonna
that.
be
It's our
eating travel rations for the next how long? So let's get a real meal in before we leave.
So do
yeah.
y'all want to get like good food?
It doesn't have to be good food to be a real meal.
True, but
Yeah.
I'm just
thinking like
offering.
mid-grade. Like there's probably something really expensive and something like really
All right,
cheap. Maybe something kind of like middle of the road, good.
food.
a silver
Yeah.
from each of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
I love that you had that fleshed out, babe. I was imagining like all the different places to eat at college. So, there's always that one dining hall that's disgusting and you never go there, and there's like the really rich, nice one, and then
It's basically what
And
it
the
is.
really rich nice one is always in a really inconvenient location.
yeah, ours was on the opposite end of the university from where all my classes were, but it was kind of close to my dorm, close-ish to my dorm when I lived on campus. Ben, we should go to tech and eat just for the nostalgia. I'm just kidding.
It wouldn't be good.
I mean, the rich one is pretty good. They had like hamburgers that were like Red Robin, and it was pretty good food at the rich one.
All right, so y'all got food. Where are you going?
Hard house.
Hard house. All
We'll
right.
Red
walk to the
House.
house.
All right. So as you leave the keep, anybody who wants to perception check.
Yeah. Oh, not 20.
Oh, nice.
Oh!
8.
Ren saw better than Call this time. Call got a 17.
Um, well, also, just to remind y'all, I fucking hate the rules as written of skill checks can't be critted on, and they absolutely can, unless, you know.
I keep forgetting about that rule because you spoil us, and I appreciate it, and I respect you for it.
The nat 20, which must be rewarded. You see a man with long black hair, wearing all black clothing, climbing into a window.
Okay, which window? Like
So
where?
you're like, y'all are walking to Hart House, which is pretty close to the keep. So this is high dollar neighborhood. But so Hart Houses will be on your left as you keep walking. Down to the right, like at the end of the street, climbing into a third story window, is the man as I described him.
Ren taps on Call's shoulder real quick and like points.
Uh,
So help action advantage.
Call, give me roll initiative for me. You're not going into combat, but roll initiative.
Okay. 10.
I rolled a nat 20. Uh,
Fuck.
Ren gets your attention pretty quick, and you look, and there's nothing.
Damn.
There was a man climbing into that window.
The window is closed.
There was a man climbing into the window?
Yes, it looks like the window is closed now.
Okay.
Interesting.
What does he look like?
Black hair, black clothes.
Of
Is
course.
that something we need to be concerned about?
If you'll give me a moment, you did get it. This is a nat 20, so I'm going to give you a little bit more description on this gentleman. He looked pretty tall. I have so little written down. Oh my god. His black hair was kind of shaggy. I'm not going to give you his eye color or facial expression because he's like
Are you sure
down the
it
road.
was a 20? I think, from like
But
200 feet
his
away, I saw
back
his eye
is to
color.
you.
But
um,
I was really smart. I was really good at seeing.
you were super good at seeing. Um, with it with a nat 20, you noticed his presence only on sight. You did not hear a thing. He's pretty far away, but you did not hear anything.
Cool. All right.
At this point, Call's gonna go, goddamn, with that guy and that dude that was pickpocketing in the square the other day, we really gotta keep an eye on shit. Like, things are going to the dogs.
Ben, did Ren get a read on like the race of this person?
You yes, there was a wood elf.
Do we think it's the wood elf from session 2 that had the boots that made no sound?
I think he had brown hair.
He definitely had black hair.
He had black hair.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I don't know.
Would Henry remember this?
Henry definitely remembers it because he rolled a net 20, but there was a dwarf that had Bartolid knots, which like is not common. And then he also saw this guy, and he was just like, "There's so many interesting people at courts," and like and then there was another guy too, and they just really stood out to him. But I mean, I don't think he would say it. I don't know if he would say it in this situation because unless Ren specifically said, "Yeah, I didn't hear anything. I just saw him," then men maybe.
Ren might say that. Not metagaming,
I'm going to assume that all of this conversation was in character and not player conversation. That is what I am saying for this.
Okay. So Henry points out, he's like, there was this elf, dark hair, day at court. He was also really quiet, but that was a while ago.
And as we all know, people cease to exist if you don't see them for long enough.
yeah, object permanence. That's fake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We all have ADHD. Every character.
Okay. Well, I guess
We go
I think we're moving to the real
investigate.
question here, which is anyone home?
yeah, do we need to do something about that?
I feel like we should do something about that.
Yeah.
What
I
if we
was
knock
wondering
on the
how
door and he answers the door?
I was wondering how long it would take y'all to do something about the man climbing into the third story window, other than just like, who was he?
Okay, what kind of house is it? Is like
This
is it somebody's?
is a nice house. Every so I mean, not every house in this area is lived in. But as you know from your meeting with Erida a couple sessions ago, where y'all went to a house in roughly this area, at least this like it was this close to the keep. Um, that was just completely empty and like everything was covered in sheets and shit and all dusty. Um, but so there are some unoccupied houses in this area, but any house that is occupied by an extraordinarily wealthy person, family.
I think Henry says, I think we need to go and at least make sure that the residents are safe if there's anybody there. So let's go
Yeah.
knock on the door.
Okay.
Okay. So y'all go to the door. Give me another round of perception checks, please.
And that one.
Well,
I have to pick a dice.
Did you say nat 1, Jenny?
Nat one. A nat 20 and then a nat one. It
And then
comes back
20
around, don't it?
Call got a
Hmm?
28.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The range.
Um, uh, Ren is lost in thought trying to identify this person and just like not hardly looking. Like their eyes are squinted a little closed as they're thinking. Uh, and so yeah, y'all get to the door. Who knocks?
I think Henry does, unless he like is on a mission.
All right.
Okay.
So you knock on the door. Uh, Not long later, the door is answered by a rather tall, kind of aging human woman. Uh, she opens the door. Give me an insight check, Henry, because you're the one that is standing like directly in the door.
12.
12. Doesn't look worried about anything. Just a little like, who the fuck's at my door? Um, One thing though, there is a fresh cut on her. Sorry, just a sec. One sec. I gotta figure out the correct freaking. Hang on. I have to open a different document. There is a fresh cut on her right cheek that is bleeding like very slightly. Um, but she doesn't seem to have noticed it. And she opens the door and says, "Yes, yes. What is it?"
I think Henry's gonna ready an action of color spray if there's any sudden movements, so that like that seem dangerous.
Okay.
I don't want any sneak attacks happening here. And he says, uh, "Good evening. I apologize for interrupting your uh, evening. But we saw a man climb into the third story window of your house and wanted to ensure that everyone in here is okay."
She like looks crazy and like, will you? She
Yeah.
like steps out of the way of the door and is just like pointing at the stairs and stuttering.
Yes.
Let's
Of
go.
course, ma'am.
All right.
Let's go and like try to keep the woman in sight somehow. I don't know.
She does not follow you up the stairs.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's just go. I don't want us to like go upstairs and then he kills her and runs out or something. Let's go.
Okay. Um, you get to the second floor landing. Do you continue up or what are we doing?
I think. Oh, you go ahead, Jenny.
Just listening.
I think someone should stay on the second floor. I think Henry whispers to somebody where he is.
I think at the very least, someone should stay at the second floor. Or Call's gonna be saying this quietly. Um,
Make a
Call's
stealth
gonna
check.
say, someone should stay.
Make a stealth check.
Fucking. What is my stealth? 15.
Okay.
Okay.
I think.
Um,
Oh, sorry.
Call's gonna say, someone should stay at this landing just to make sure that, if he's still upstairs, he doesn't get downstairs to the people who live in the house.
And I think I whisper even quiet, like really close to Call's ear, and say, "Do you want to be invisible to do that?"
Call's gonna be like, yeah.
Okay, Henrik has invisibility on Call.
All right.
Well, here's the problem though. Call Call's just wandering around the city. Call probably doesn't have their bow on them. So Call's got daggers because they always have daggers. But
Call's
just
got their
letting you know.
earring.
Call's got the earrings a little stabby stab. But yeah, Call's got their daggers. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and equip those. Okay. Alright, but yeah, okay. I guess it probably is then best that Call's just being backup guard. And not being the one actively trying to engage. So yeah, you guys go on. Call's gonna be invisible at the stairs.
All right. Once y'all get,
Maybe can we do a perception check to see if we see him around us?
go ahead.
Did that 28 perception check not work for this?
Yeah, what was that perception check for?
You don't know.
Okay. I got a 14 perception check. Is it dark? There's like lights on and stuff, right?
At the second floor landing, for sure. Yeah, there's still light.
I was imagining it like dark and it was like that. Anyway. So I think I just heard around and like point up the stairs.
Sorry, what was your perception check, Henry?
14.
You do hear some people talking downstairs, but they're not worried voices. It's just like people having a conversation.
Shout out to this lady who just believed us when we said that and let her in her house. Let us in her.
I mean, I'm assuming you are, at the very least. So, is Henry wearing his armor?
Yeah.
Okay, so your armor is a badge from the Core of Light. I'm assuming Call is wearing their brooch from their graduation. So the only one who doesn't have a specific identification with the one of the cores wearing it on them is Ren. So, like,
But he's in good company, you know.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're with.
That's true.
You are
It is
with
like
two people
having
who are very
having
obviously in the employ of the Count. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. It is essentially like having two cops walk up and be like, hey, guess what?
Fair. Okay. So I guess we start heading up the stairs to the third floor.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
all right, when you get up there, investigation checks, both of you.
Ugh.
Do you stay
Maybe
together?
possibly.
Wait, are you staying together or splitting up?
Staying together.
Staying
Okay.
together.
So, do you want to make You've already rolled. Okay, what did you get?
19.
9.
Um. Uh.
I know
19 investigation.
something.
19 investigation check. So while looking around upstairs, yeah, with a 19 investigation check, you notice that every once in a while you come to a drawer that's not all the way closed. You come to there is a stack of papers that has a pile of dust on top of them, and the top of the desk is also very dusty. But there's a little space of where there's no dust, as if the papers had been shifted. Um, all in all, there is evidence that someone was going through the items in on this floor.
Okay. So I don't think we need to stop and rifle through the lady's stuff anymore. We just need to find whoever's in here. Or is the window still open? Like, can we?
Window was closed before y'all even approached the house.
Yes.
He
Like,
was
is it
climbing in the window.
okay?
You can go check.
Okay. Check the window.
The window is closed. It is locked from the inside.
Okay. Okay. Can I do a perception check to try and see if anyone's still around, like in this room or in a nearby room?
Yep, go ahead.
8.
9?
Um,
Added together, 17.
there are two people
Yay.
on this floor. Their
There
names
are
are
two
Henry
people
and
on
Ren.
this floor
Oh,
who
okay.
don't have crazy perception and investigation bonuses.
I feel dumb for having Call stay downstairs.
You
I was
did
just like,
leave behind the investigative rogue while investigating a break-in.
I was,
I was just like, Call is gonna be able to see them if they run down the stairs, and so Call should stay down. That's what I was
Speaking of
thinking.
which, call, roll me a perception check real quick. No, this would fall under passive. So you can choose to roll if you would like, or you can just accept your passive.
I'm gonna accept my passive.
It's a 25, you should. All right. So in your invisible perch, standing on the second floor landing, you see a maid who rushes up the stairs past you. Well, let's see. Almost runs into you but doesn't. Um, and rushes up to the third floor, and like gets to the top of the landing and starts looking around. Spots Henry and Ren, or at least knows where they are, and goes towards them.
Hello? Hello, ma'am.
She is like very out of breath because she just ran up the stairs. And she says, "Milady wanted to know if you had found anything."
it looks like someone has been through this room and that they've been looking for something. The window is now locked from the inside, but that still doesn't convince me that they didn't leave through the window. Have you seen anything on the way up here, or?
No. Milady sent me to find you, and I did not see anything on the way here. No.
Okay. Um, Henry, should we check the rest of the upstairs?
I think. Yeah. Should we get Call? And should I stand guard by the stairs? Just 'cause Call is better at this kind of thing. I don't know what I was thinking.
Call is better at this kind of thing. Why don't, let's see. Do I have anything that can? Why don't I stand at the stairs and Call come with you? Okay. Because I can also cast invisibility.
Right.
Okay. We do that?
Yeah.
All right.
Trade off?
Before the trade-off, call, you do hear the lady of the house who answered the door frantically talking to a few different people who all seem concerned as she starts talking to them. Just like saying, there are servants of Count Ander here. They say someone was breaking in the third floor window. It gets a little embellished every time she tells it, to the point of she's talking about dripping blood. One thing that you notice is no one ever mentions to her that her cheek is bleeding. Um, and as far as you can tell, she never notices, or she never says anything about it. Rather, also every person that she tells, it sounds like they are a servant of hers, not like a family member. So the trade-off, give me another investigation check, the two of you. Now, the way that these kind of things actually work, that I haven't been doing for a long time, you can choose to roll separately, or one of you can give the other the help action, which means that one of you would roll it with advantage and the other would roll not at all.
I think I'm gonna give Call the help action.
Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna roll with advantage. That would be a 27, my guy.
27. Okay. You find similar clues to what Ren found. Of like so first of all, the third floor kind of seems like people don't come up here often. Things are dustier. There is less light. There are still lights, but it's not as brightly lit as the other two floors. Kind of seems like a few of the rooms are used for storage and or just not in use simply. But you do notice a few different places where the dust is tracked. Um, and you find one. It's like a necklace mannequin. I don't know what that's called at all, but it's just like the little tiny mannequin that's just the neck. Yeah, you find one of those with a ring of no dust in the shape of a necklace. Um, and
He's a thief.
similar things of said nature. Every once in a while, finding some areas that you're pretty sure there was something here, and there is not anymore. They're all small. Nothing massive is missing. There's not like a 2 foot by 4 foot chest indention missing anywhere, but like small things seem to be missing here and there.
Okay. Nothing seems to be missing. Okay, at this point, Call is going to say, well, clearly we're just finding evidence of where he's been, not where he is. We should check any other forms of egress, not the window that he came in from. Check the second floor, and then if we don't see anything, we can do a cursory sweep of the first floor after we talk to the lady of the house, get her permission to do so, and give her a report of what's missing.
Alright. So what I'm going to do for this, well, first of all, let's actually roleplay y'all talking to the lady of the house. But
Okay, so that assumes that they didn't see anything on the
you don't
sweep of the
find
second
anything
floor,
on the third floor. Are you checking through the second floor, or are you going to talk to?
That was in the.
Okay, you're gonna clear the second floor first, and then go talk to her. Give me another investigation check. We'll just do one for the whole floor.
Okay. One for the whole floor. With the help action or
yes.
no?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. That one is a 17.
So this floor seems much more lived in. There's not buildups of dust and such. Seems that the people, perhaps like the maid that you spoke to earlier, were clean this level or this floor much more frequently. Um, and along with that, there's also not any jewelry boxes or that kind of thing that you come across. It seems that actually this floor is mostly servants' quarters. Um, uh, and there is nothing which is missing to the point of you being able to tell.
I think we should just go talk to the lady of the house then, right?
Offer to do a sweep of the first floor just to, do our due diligence and pacify her state of mind, and then just give a report of things that are stolen.
All right.
So yeah, let's go do that.
So as you approach her, you actually notice that a drop of blood runs kind of a little bit more down her cheek, in like you see a drop of blood run down her cheek, and she startles a little bit as you're approaching and puts her hand to it, and when it comes away bloody, she just starts screaming.
Henry immediately goes up and says, "Can I heal you?"
She's
And his hand starts glowing.
she's like still screaming, but like leans towards you a little bit.
I lay on hands, pull, and
So the wound closes up, but the scar still remains. It looks familiar. You have seen it on, especially of the members of the gentry, a lot of faces. Um,
you
and
okay?
so she finally stops for a second. She says, "And give me an insight check, Henry."
Load 13.
13's not that bad.
But I
Um,
rolled an 8.
yeah, but uh, um,
+5 to insight, and I haven't done one. I'm annoyed. Anyway.
well, lucky for you, this is not a super deceptive woman. Um, so she's putting on quite the show of franticness, but something about her face seems smug. Um, like kind of like there for some reason she seems to be proud of the fact of this of the events. Um, and she finally calms down and said, Did did you find him?"
No, ma'am. We did find we did find a few items that seem to have gone missing. We'd be happy to point out where they were. Some things it's kind of hard to tell what was there in the first place. Um, there does not seem to be anyone on the third or second landings anymore. Um, but if you would like, we could give the first floor of your home a sweep just to make sure that he's truly gone.
Her hand goes to the scar, and she like thinks for a second, and says, "No, no, we are all down here. He's not here. He's gone. He's gone." And then under her breath, past perception of 25, you hear her mutter something about the slice, and you hear the word "finally."
Uh, can let's see. Okay. Call, make an investigation check based on what's around in the room to see if there's anything Call can put together, because this is sus as fuck. And it does say in investigation that you can look around and make deductions based on any clues that are in the area. So
Sure.
if
Yeah.
they're
No.
like, they're
Absolutely. Make an investigation check.
okay. Ah, fuck! I didn't roll that very high. It's a 13.
On a 13, like you're basically like in the foyer of this house. You do not notice any signs that, because once again, this is like a regularly cleaned room. Like you don't notice any of the signs that you were noticing on the third floor. Just by looking around. Um, there is, with that investigation check, there is more to what she is reacting to. Um, like she's how a 13 is not super high, so I'm having to censor myself here. She has not told you everything she knows. You haven't exactly questioned her, but also she was not quite forthcoming in everything she knows. And also judging this, you do notice on a 13, absolutely, just looking around this room, there is so much expensive shit in this room. The shit that is missing can probably be replaced, or is one of a kind and could never be replaced. But judging by her reactions, probably the one of a kind shit wasn't on the third floor.
Okay. All right. In that case, Paul is going to just take a look around, slowly nod, and say, "Is there anything that we can do to make you feel more secure, ma'am?"
Um, she says, um, well, he never goes back to places that he hits in the, um, no, no, I will hire my own guards. Thank you. And then like starts like herding y'all towards the door.
Oh, all right. Well, good night, ma'am.
With that, I have to go to the bathroom so bad, and I'll be right back.
Go, go. That was odd.
This bitch out here with answers and not giving it to me.
Oh my god. Can
She just made
sorcerers
an enemy out
undetect
of Paul.
thoughts? I want to be such an asshole and learn to detect thoughts.
Yes.
She has just made an enemy out of Paul because she has answers and is intentionally choosing not to give them to them.
Oh, I heard that in Call's voice, yeah. God.
Call is sitting here like, this bitch?
I think Henry goes, okay. I've definitely seen that scar on other people of the court. Should we just ask the hearts while we're there? If they have known what it is?
I think so.
Would the hearts know? Real question.
Right.
Do we trust the hearts to be honest with an answer?
Well, now might be a good time to tell y'all. I've kind of been becoming friends with them.
Friends or
Friends. I've been going over there for breakfast and we've just been chatting about hobbies and nothing serious.
they have hobbies?
They have hobbies. I think Henry
Okay.
kind of like looks off into space a little bit, thinking about hobbies, because it's
Oh my
Henry.
god. Okay. Call's gonna be like, okay, so the follow up into this is.
Oh, sorry. Ben walked by. Henry says, "Well, I mean, I trust them to tell us. I would trust them to tell us the truth about something like this."
Okay, well then I'm going to leave it to you to ask, since you're the one who's been putting in the work lately.
Yeah. Okay, so Ben, we just discussed asking the hearts about the slice cheek scars.
Mhm.
Specifically not Chel's scar. You might want to word it
Yeah.
carefully and not make her feel self-conscious.
Not the
Um,
giant bite scar that, yeah.
yeah. So just like the slices that's on a lot of the gentry's faces.
Yeah, the tiny slice.
Yeah.
It's a itty
Tiny
bitty,
thin slice.
tiny little itty bitty one.
Yeah. Slice, maybe not scars. I don't know.
Yeah.
Your
Well,
call. Your call. Ren would
No,
probably
no, their call.
our call.
our call.
Our
Um,
call.
Our frog? No, not your frog.
okay.
Sorry. That's the voice I was hearing.
Okay, we ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
approach Hart House, and what does Call see?
Call, make a perception check.
Can I not use my passive for that?
No, you cannot.
God damn it.
Can Henry give the help
You're
action?
so mean. You're so mean to me.
Can
Work
Henry
for
give
me,
the
Ding
help
Dong.
action?
Uh, no, Henry cannot give them.
Fucking damn it, I rolled so low. Damn it, I rolled a 3, so that's a
Oh,
13.
sorry. First of all, I will point out y'all are like almost right on time. Your little
Oh, perfect.
your little escapade. Y'all would have been rather early, but your little escapade in the rich lady's house put y'all more arriving at on time. Um, yeah. So y'all walk up the stairs, get to the door. Who knocks? Or does anyone knock? Do y'all stand on the landing and just wait?
Henry not.
Okay. Um, as you are knocking, the door opens and Trent is there. Or Trent opens the door. Um,
Good
make
evening.
make
Sorry.
an insight check for me, Henry.
Oh no. Nat 20 plus 5. 25.
Um, Trent's eyes flick to Call and then to Ren and then back to you, and then both of your hands and then come back to your face, and there's just a slight bit of disappointment in his eyes.
Can I say that I brought him a snack from dinner?
If you wanted to do that, you needed to say it at dinner. Um, but yeah, he does let y'all in. He excuse me. Doesn't make like he is not hostile in any way. he lets y'all in, and like as y'all are still filing in the door, Chels comes in from the hallway that y'all normally see her come from.
Good evening to both of you.
Chels says, "Good evening. All three this time."
I apologize for intruding on y'all so late. But we have a matter of importance to discuss that um that I don't think can wait until morning, and I thought you would want to know as soon as possible.
Um, she says, "Please go ahead."
Well, today we does Call want to take over? I can say it. I just feel like Call is more well spoken than I am, than Henry
Sure.
is. Okay.
Paul will, Paul can go ahead and take over. If, yeah, as Henry starts to lag, Paul's just gonna go,
What?
we, um, if you recall, the young lady that accompanied us back from Steelwood Forest and left to pursue the other Gnoll, um, she's recently returned and brought more information about further Gnoll searching for something in the Northwest. We were with her when she made her report to Ander, and Ander has assigned us to go and deal with the contingent in the Northwest and learn what we can and put a stop to the problem. He asked us how swiftly we would be able to leave, and the intention is to go at first light.
Henry, give me an insight check. You know her the best.
The mod 20.
My 20. Okay. You see a couple things on her face. It's not quite concern, but something close to it. When Call mentions that there's a group to the northwest. Um, and also there is quite a bit of satisfaction on her face. Not like smug satisfaction, but like Mod 20. She seems happy that y'all personally came to tell her that y'all are given this mission. Um,
Mm.
there's also a slight bit of annoyance that she was not at the meeting with Illuria. Um, um, there is no surprise at the when y'all mentioned that Illuria has returned, though. With all of that, she gives a small curtsy and says, "Thank you all so much for informing me. Um, it is very much appreciated. Um, I need to type something real quick."
Just gonna get a DM.
Who's getting a DM? Got a TikTok notification. I was like, it's me. Oh, no.
Um, she says, "Thank you for telling me." And she, excuse me. Um, she says, uh, "I wish you luck. Is there anything else you need of me or wanted to tell me? Tell us." She said us both times, not me.
Call is going to say, you have familiarity with the Gnoll, and I am not going to pry on the context for that. If you have any insights as to what they might be doing, or anything of that nature, it would be appreciated.
Um, she thinks for a moment and then says, "Y'all did not mention what Illuria said about there not being any like named Gnoll in this group, correct? Y'all didn't, or did you bring that up?"
I don't think Call brought that up, no.
Okay. Um, so what she's gonna say is, um, the only bit of information that I suppose might help is they tend to give themselves names uh, based on their more gruesome accomplishments. Um, that being said, if their name sounds more mundane than you would think worth it, those are the ones you should really be afraid of.
Call thanks her.
Um, um,
Call with your passive perception. You notice Chels give Henry a look, uh, kind of a look of appreciation.
Aw.
um, sorry, I'm going through my list of things that we need to talk to her about. Like Henry goes, good, unrelated. Um, on our way here, we noticed a man, or a wood elf, I should say, precisely, uh, going into the third story window of a house. And so we, went to go make sure that the residents were okay. And the lady of the house had a very thin, what's it called? Fuck. Slice. A very thin slice on her cheek. And she seemed smug about it.
Um,
It was odd. And I just wondered if you had any thoughts about it.
so, up to the point where you mention the slice on the lady's cheek, Chels looks a little confused, as like very much like a what the fuck does this have to do with me? And then when you mention the slice on the cheek and also your phrasing, she just breaks out laughing, and then says, "There's a bit of a upper class group." She actually does air quotes. Um, well, their only shared characteristic, well, I guess there are only two shared characteristics, is that they're rich and they've been stolen from by the same man. Um, he is a cat's paw who has never been noticed within someone's house. I'm honestly very surprised that y'all were able to spot him on his way in. Um, Even Trent and I do not know who he is, only that excuse me, only that in town he is referred to by the moniker the Slice, because everyone he steals from, he also leaves them with a small scar on their right cheek. Also, if you see someone with a very similar scar on their left cheek, or a scar on their right cheek that isn't quite the same, uh, they gave it to themselves, and they're trying to be a part of this group who was stolen from, because he seems to only steal from the highest elite.
I think Henry starts laughing and says, "I'm so glad that it's something that kind of silly and innocuous. I was worried that he was dangerous."
She kind of makes a face and says, I suppose if he wanted to be, he certainly could be, considering he is often able to leave a cut on people's faces without them knowing he was there.
Would imply he got downstairs before we ever got in the house.
Yeah.
Also, most people notice when they get cut.
I think Henry looks at Trent and goes, "How close are you to being able to do that?"
First of all, make a perception check.
Is he not even? I think Henry starts saying that, like, going to, like, before he even looks, like he's looking to where Trent was, and then let's see if he's there. 18.
Uh, they're actually. Here's what I will say. Where he was, the shadows of the furniture aren't as dark as they normally are. He is not there.
You know, he always does that. Henry kind of laughs and looks at Chels slyly.
Chels rolls her eyes heavily and just says, he's showing off.
Oh. No, Henry doesn't say off. Not really. I said off.
I'm going to put a number in the chat real quick. That was the stealth check he just got.
From the bottom of my heart, what the fuck?
Yeah, the day that Call ever gets the jump on, Trent is gonna be. I am going to literally turn off my mic and start screaming.
For those at home, the stealth check was a 41.
All right, what's the fucking math on this one?
Right?
I mean, I will admit, the man rolled a nat 20.
So he gets a plus 21 to stealth, or what's going on here?
I'm not gonna tell you how, but there are ways to get bonuses to stealth other than just your stealth check modifier. Henry had no chance. Two of Henry had no chance.
Yeah, not. It was not gonna happen.
Like, to the point of if all three of you had been staring at him, he still would have vanished. um, but yeah.
Um, okay, I think Henry says, is there anything else that y'all needed to ask to call and Ren?
Nothing that I. Oh, go ahead.
No, Ren doesn't have anything else to say, but he is not making an ass of himself.
Oh.
So yeah, try not to make anything worse with the hearts. So just not being rude today. Good job, boy.
Um, so, at that point, Call's gonna turn around and say, nothing offhand, though I am dying of curiosity about that, bandit. So if you have any other tidbits or learn anything interesting, I would absolutely love to know. I am desperately curious.
Shells kind of just gives a little smirk and gives you a nod.
Thank you.
She says, "Well, if that's all, safe journeys to you."
Henry
Is it
turns
not
to go
all?
with them, and then Henry then turns and says, "Actually, there's something else that I wanted to ask in private. If that's okay."
Okay. Ren is gonna excuse
We'll wait for you
himself.
outside.
Okay.
All right. Do we need to go into a separate channel or?
I'll just come in there real quick.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
This way,
All right, I gotta watch the faces.
this way, the folks at home can watch the interaction.
Yeah.
What's up? I am muted. Yes. She stands on his left.
I really hope Asher can hear me. Am I being distracting? I really want to be distracting right now.
Are you being distracted?
The answer is yes.
Alrighty. Oh, adorable. What do you think's going on? What do you think they're talking about?
Henry's confessing his love.
Right before we run off into the wilderness.
Yes.
They seem to actually.
I kept expecting it to be wood. I kept on thinking it was Steelwood.
I can only tell you my.
No, we're going in the opposite direction of Stillwood.
Yeah. Ben said we were going outside, like outside of the city at all. And so I was like, Steelwood! So I was all excited to talk to Drake again.
Nope.
Extra coin to
I
volunteers with this last one.
You may need to go look at the map.
know. Like, I know the area he's talking about now, like, just from what I remember of the map, but I immediately was like, Steelwood, yeah! So.
No, Drake.
No, Drake. What kind of environment is it? Not forest.
Going on much longer than it was
Yeah,
expected to.
they're like little hills.
Little hills.
I know.
That's what it is on the map.
Lots of propaganda.
Little hills. Okay.
There'll be a short war with a.
Man, this conversation is going.
Henry's making a face.
I'm dying to know.
She kind of
Also, Ben was covering up that fucking kangaroo until just now, and now that I'm looking at it, it's terrifying.
I'm sorry, I don't have any real evidence.
Yes, it is.
That kangaroo is terrifying.
While we're gone, if you hear anything,
I'm gonna get one.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Can I keep it at your apartment?
Keep it in my apartment. We have to decorate it for the citizens.
See, now I actually kind of want one. That is our Christmas tree. It's a weird kangaroo.
I would much rather do something else as a weird Christmas tree. Like a brontosaurus. We could have a brontosaurus in a Christmas hat.
We have a brontosaurus that we put in our Christmas tree. You know this.
I had forgotten about it, but you're right.
We have a big plastic brontosaurus that we stick on the Christmas tree.
There you go.
Oh my god. I want to know what that was. I want to know what that was so bad.
Sorry, y'all missed the first PC sex scene. No,
What?
no, not really.
True.
That did not happen at all.
Okay,
The
I was.
end?
Henry did not say I need a moment alone and then fuck in the living room. No, that did not happen.
What did happen was at the end, Henry said, has to put his hand out to like shake her hand, and she gives him a look and curtsies.
Oh.
And then Henry leaves, super embarrassed.
Okay, Ren is
Well, you're
actually
a
like paying very close attention to Henry when he walks out.
Cheeks are not super red, but he's looking a little embarrassed.
Okay. Yeah, Ren's just gonna like pat the back of his shoulder, like, again, I'm here for you, bud, kind of silently doing that thing. So, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I forgot my manners at the end there. I wanted to shake her hand instead of bow, and I'm awkward. My brain just descends into like noises. But thank you for asking.
I didn't go to finishing school. I didn't know that either. So okay.
That makes Henry laugh and makes him feel better.
Okay, so what are we doing? Is it bedtime and then Flanagan's in the morning?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool, let's do it.
I'd say yeah. Let's meet in the courtyard at 7 bells.
Okay.
Henry makes a little bit of a face, but just nods. Yeah.
Call's just gonna go. It's mission time. Get up.
Okay.
All right. On your way home, or on your way to your quarters, I need a perception check from everybody.
19.
8.
Mod 20.
Okay.
I beat Call.
Get.
First time, probably first and last time for this.
Um. Yep. Mod 20. Um. First, Ren is preoccupied with thinking about what Henry was talking to Chels about and isn't very perceptive on his trip to his room. Call is very confident that they have not been followed and are not being watched. Um, and Henry notices just a very quick flash of white fur going around the corner of the hall of one of the Corps of Blades barracks on your way to the Hall of Light.
Is it like far away to where if I like went and looked around, it would be gone?
Uh, it's like 30. The building is like 30 feet away from you.
I think Henry does a quick little jog over there and looks around the corner.
Give me an investigation check.
What is that even? -5, maybe? No,
What's up, DLC, Arthur? My baby.
Good boy.
So good.
That's my son. He's almost 2 years old now.
Big boy.
Baby. It's a baby boy.
I need to get a new webcam. I really look like a Cullen.
At least you don't in real life.
Yeah, I was like, the thing that this camera's not picking up is that I'm relatively tanned. This does not look like it. It's also not picking up the fact that all the lights in this room are yellow.
Yeah, your apartment is very warm. It is a very cozy, inviting place.
My apartment is aggressively warm tones. So the fact that this is coming through so blue, like, this is a Twilight filter.
Henry, what was your investigation check? you peek around the corner, find no evidence of whatever the tuft of white fur was. But you do find a small rock that kind of catches your eye. So like the way I'm narrating this is you come around the corner like, what the heck was that? And then this rock catches your eye and you pick it up and it just has this in the now moonlight, it has this nice little shine to it.
Oh, Henry puts it in his pocket immediately. Thank you.
A failed check doesn't mean you failed at everything.
That's really sweet.
Excuse me. All right. Henry, I was about to ask you to make a perception check, but you would, at best, you would just hear Patch snoring, um, because you no longer have a third roommate. Um,
Mm.
uh, in y'all's travels around, it seems as if Orin came back to your room and grabbed his very meager belongings, as well as the few books that y'all brought out. Or did y'all ever bring him library books?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So he has taken all of the library books as well as the books that y'all bought with and for him. Um, those are all gone, and as well as all of his stuff. And also, uh, he kind of left it a little cleaner than he found it. He knows the importance of plants to both you and Patch, so he did not disturb any of the leaves or twigs that are throughout your room. But like he swept up the dirt.
Little boy. Henry wants to go and find him and give him a kiss on the forehead and a hug. But he knows it's probably an impractical impulse thought and doesn't do that.
All right. It's nighttime. Go sleep. Excuse me. Um. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit up Flanagan's and then call the session. Because it's starting to get late and my voice hurts. Um. So, early morning, y'all meet at your predetermined time. Um. It has been very well established that Henry can get up early when he has to, so I'm not gonna make him roll for it.
Yeah. No, he's as a child, no, he would not have gotten up, but he's an adult. He can do it.
Um. Okay. Uh. Um. Thank you. Uh. So you arrive at Flanagan's. First of all, one last in-town perception check on your way to Flanagan's. Everybody.
Nat 20.
There it is.
10.
Henry?
Six.
6?
Six.
All right, so we got a 30, a 10, and a 6. Um, uh, fuck, it's a 30. Call, welcome to the club. You see a small, or not small, a regular-sized red fox sitting on the roof of Flanagan's as you approach. It is making eye contact with you.
Um, Paul is going to, without breaking eye contact, if Henry's in range, kind of like elbow check Henry and kind of just like wave at the fox a little bit.
You're holding eye contact with the fox.
Maintaining eye contact.
Okay. Henry,
Yes.
you got bumped. What do you do?
I like look at Call and notice that they're staring at the roof, and he like looks up and sees the fox and
Um,
oh hello and good to see you again and waves at the fox.
the second you see it, its head turns to the side, curious, and the grin that you saw before just spreads across its face.
Hmm.
Um, I
I'm trying
think
to think of
Call's
what to
gonna
do.
go. I think Call's gonna go. Have any news to share with us?
Yes.
Anything
Uh,
to teach us?
um, what am I gonna do? So you know the movie Alice in Wonderland? Uh,
Hmm.
when the Cheshire Cat just like disappears and its smile stays behind.
Yes.
Yes.
Um, Something similar to that happens in that the fox stands up and turns in a circle, but like starts like walking circles, and every time it faces you, it you see the grin again. And on the third turn, watching the white tip of its tail, as the white part of its tail passes across its body as it turns, there's nothing there as it passes the third time.
I think after the first turn, Henry goes, Trent?
It does not react. It continues its turning.
I love that. Um, Call's gonna go. Well, that was fucking weird.
What a mysterious being.
At least it seemed entertained.
I have no idea what to do with that.
You know what? We will figure out what to do with that as we are walking.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
have time on the road. We will address it later.
Yeah.
And
Oh, so I
with
guess
that,
I go with
Call's
the
gonna be
Flanagan.
like, all right, moving the fuck on, and walk right into Flanagan's.
And then I think as we're walking in, Henry turns to Ren and kind of fills him in on what happened.
Uh,
Nice.
is that that's exactly Ren's reaction to his nice. It
No,
continues with.
that's Jenny's.
Okay, so you get to Flanagan's. Go inside. It is pretty early. As it has been most of the time. So he is still kind of still kind of setting up shop. Um, uh, just kind of organizing as y'all come in.
Uh, Call will wave and greet him.
He says, "Ah, back again." And he kind of rubs his hands together and goes back behind his little counter.
And here to stock up.
I always love it when customers come ready to pay. And he immediately grabs a tray from behind the counter and sets it on his counter and it has the very familiar looking health potions arrayed across it.
Um, how much are they again?
So he is selling potions of healing, which is the like the little ones, for 40 gold apiece. And he also has 3 potions of greater healing, which are 100 gold apiece.
What else does he have on sale right now?
Well, what he just brought up was just healing potions. Uh, Sorry, that was a bad noise. Apologize for that.
What?
Um, Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I was gonna pick up a potion of healing.
Just a regular one.
Just a regular one.
Sorry. He does have a couple other potions that are also 100 gold. He has a potion of cure poison, and he has um, is it potion of cure poison, one potion of cure disease, and also he has a for 500 gold. There is a vial with a kind of yellowish, sort of glowing liquid in it. And he tells you that it is a potion of giant's strength.
Guys, you would not believe how cute Arthur is right now. But I think if I move and try to grab the webcam, he will move.
Sad day.
Can you take a picture with phone? Oh, hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, boy.
Hello.
Hello, young
He's so
man.
good.
That's a good boy.
He's a
Very
good boy. He just hopped up here and curled up, and now I'm gonna try and keep my webcam from falling off my screen. Okay. Cool.
There we go.
Y'all see the Oreos on my windsill? Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so different potions.
We don't really need cure disease because we have Henry. Um, we could just do 5 of the small healing potions.
I see his tail. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. A good and handsome boy. Give him a kiss. A kiss. Such a good boy.
So,
Hello.
for a mechanical difference between the potions, a regular potion of healing is 2d4 plus 2, and a greater healing potion would be 4d4 plus 4.
Sorry, what was the second one? 4d4 plus 2?
4d4 plus 4.
Plus 4. Um, so more than twice the healing for more than twice the price.
Only one action, though.
Yeah. We get 1 greater healing and then 3. No. 2 small?
Yeah, 1 greater, 2 regular.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
And then we'll have like what, 20 left over?
Yep.
Okay.
The potion of giant strength is a hill giant potion of giant strength. Drinking the potion, excuse me, would set your strength score to 21 for an hour.
Nice.
Okay, so conversely, we could each spend 100 gold and not buy any healing potions and buy that.
I think the healing potions would be a lot more useful.
Cool. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So then should we split up the 20 gold just between us?
Sure.
So we each get
Why
6.
not?
You guys can get 7. I'll take. Wait.
Yep.
No. Yeah, you guys get 7. I get 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Uh, as you hand over your money, Flanagan says, "Pleasure doing business as always," um, and wraps your potions in a little bit of padded cloth so that they can carry together without breaking against each other.
Paul, do you want to hold? So I have 3 regular potions of healing. How many does Ren have?
Ren has 3. So I want y'all to have some. How many does Call have?
Prior to purchasing, Call had 1 potion of healing.
So why doesn't Call just take all of them?
How many did we buy?
2 regular, 1 greater.
Okay. Oh, Call also had a greater.
Oh.
Yeah, Call had 1 of each.
Okay, well why doesn't Ren take the other greater? And then that way we each have 3 of the regular, you each have 1 greater, and then Henry is a healer.
Okay, sounds fair. Also, can Ren roll an insight on Flanagan?
Sure.
Okay. Probably gonna be a bust. Okay, 19 actually.
Anything you're looking for in specific?
He's shifty. Ren is curious where the hell he's getting most of his merchandise, like besides the potions. Just if the man intends anything, or if the man. Okay, because I know I have to be specific about this. Arthur, what the fuck? Just the way that he's kind of leaning on, like just yes, the business and everything like that. But is he looking for something? Like, is he trying to get anything? How
Like,
the fuck do I phrase this?
is he trying to get insight on y'all? Or do you think that there is an item he is trying to find? Looking for something.
More like his motivations. Like,
Okay. Um, I think I pick up what you're saying. Um, so
this is why I like to write, because I don't talk good. Um,
I got you. I got you.
okay.
So, uh, one thing I'll remind you is that Barnabas sent you to him directly. Um, other than that, he does. I mean, he's leaning heavily on being a salesman. Like he is trying to sell his goods. Uh, on a 19 insight, you know that the regular price of a lesser healing potion, or just a potion of healing, is actually 50 gold. So he is giving a bit of a discount. But I'm pretty sure that's the same price he was charging the first time y'all came in. So like he just
I
kind
think
of
it wasn't. I
do.
think he was charging us 50 at the beginning.
Well,
Let me
then he
check.
has given y'all a discount. Um,
I'm gonna check. I have it in my notes, I'm sure.
I should have it in mind, honestly.
30 gold each.
Oh, yeah, I did have him charging 30. But well, he's gonna have continued the same price. So if y'all want to have bought a third one, or give yourselves 20 gold back because he did not increase his prices, that was my bad.
What do you guys think?
I don't think we really need it. Oh yeah.
Oh, we don't need another one?
I don't
Then
know.
we'll just take the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
so disperse another 20 gold between the three of you. Um, uh, that was my bad. But yeah, so he's even a greater discount than I originally said. I mean, even with a 19, you're not really able to gain any insight on how he acquires his goods.
Like, yeah, I guess does he seem like he's excited to get anything back from us?
I mean,
Like,
he was very excited to get the ingredients that y'all brought back after being in Steelwood Forest. Um, uh,
mm,
Actually, I'm going to say this is something that I forgot of. He says, "Oh, y'all have been back for a month." Yeah, no, he's still working on it though. He says, maybe the next time y'all come back, I'll have a little special something that I've made from the pelt of that shadow cat you brought in.
Excited to see what
Interesting.
that's like.
Keep that?
Will you show us
Oh,
before
did
you
you kept the
pass?
pelt, didn't you?
Yeah, because we wanted to. Okay, I wanted it to be made into something cool, so we didn't want to just sell it. But if he was gonna do something with it, then we can say.
Um, well,
Actually,
honestly, the
I don't see it in my inventory.
I think we did sell it.
Okay.
I thought we sold it.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, good. I didn't want to have to retcon this shop again. Um, all right,
Yeah.
so yeah, uh, so yeah, to sum up your insight check, he is rather heavily leaning on trying to sell his goods to you. Um, it seems to have kind of better than fair prices. Um, but I mean, he's on town square, so he probably gets a fair bit of foot traffic. Um, the store itself is clean, um, like not dusty and such. And other items that y'all aren't really interested in for adventuring purposes, like seem to move off of his shelves fairly steadily. Y'all have been in here a few times. Like the shelves are stocked with different types of items pretty regularly. Um, I just remembered something. Somebody wanted to buy some type of artisan tools, I think. Um, does anybody remember wanting to buy any kind of tools? I thought,
Last time we were here, we bought vials, like an alchemy kit for Orin, but that's all I can remember.
Well, we've been talking about Call getting Call getting to do forgeries.
okay, so that type of thing would be sold here, or rather, the ingredients necessary to make it. He's not selling a bundle that is a forgery kit, but you could get the items necessary from this store.
Okay. But
If
also Ren, did Ren want calligraphy stuff?
It's not going to carry it out in the wilderness, but
Then
yeah. Like, if anything, I can ask, like, did he buy that during downtime? But but otherwise, yeah, he's not gonna like take it on a trip with him.
I think Ben, I think it was you and me talking about it, and it was like maybe what
I
you're thinking
see, the
of.
thing is, I'm pretty sure I've talked about tools with each one of you over the past week. So, like, all of you are vaguely remembering it, but not exactly. But I had this conversation 3 times, so
I think
um,
Henry wanted to make something, and you said, "Well, if he has this tool set, then yeah, he could make it." But I don't remember what it was.
possible. Are you wanting, Bronwyn? Are you wanting to get a forgery kit?
would it be a pain in the ass to carry it around? I assume not, since it would
No.
just be like. Well then, yeah. How much is it?
I'm trying to. It's 15 gold.
Fuck yeah.
It's actually cheaper than I thought it was. I thought it would be 50.
All right.
Uh,
Do.
so yeah, just it should be an item that you can just add to your inventory.
Arthur's given my hand a bath.
Excuse me. All right. Um, so you have purchased your supplies. We'll start next session with y'all leaving Flanagan's shop. Um, and yeah, um, to be completely honest, everything I prepared for this session has not happened yet. So I was I was a little bit worried that y'all were going to have taken Count Anders like when can you leave as a we gotta go now, and y'all would have just like booked it out the door. Um, and so I most of the prep work that I did was out of the city.
Well,
So next session's basically ready, guys.
alrighty. Do we want to play again real soon?
Um, I can start playing after Tuesday, so not soon. Because we're leaving for Dallas tomorrow, and then we get back Sunday, and then I probably need Monday. Well, Monday is Valentine's Day, and then but we can play Tuesday. Well, I would be okay with playing Valentine's Day if y'all don't have plans.
Okay. So I now have a weird conflict in that time frame in that my mom is gonna be in Houston on Wednesday and Thursday to help me buy a car.
So,
So
which days? Like, she's gonna be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
not Tuesday, but
Not Tuesday, Wednesday.
Not Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. She's gonna arrive on Wednesday.
Okay.
So Monday or Tuesday then?
Yeah, I could do Monday, Tuesday. Or let's not do Monday because Monday's Valentine's Day. So let's do either Tuesday or.
I mean, to here here's what I'm going to pitch to you. Um, First of all, I am going to be here alone by myself all weekend. I am going to do some writing. Um, we could do Tuesday, and then we could do Friday. Both.
I love you.
That would work for me. We would have to be. You guys might have to be a little bit patient with me if Friday ends up having a weird start time because I will land in DC at like 6:35, and you know that when you land at an airport, it takes for fucking ever to get home after that. Um, so
If you would prefer, we could do Saturday night instead of Friday night.
Ground is frozen for me.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
froze.
My
So
toes are
so
frozen.
so cold in DC. So cold.
My
My
nose is
ears are
froze.
froze. No, I love that you know that.
Ah!
She's just completely gone. I wonder if she's just monologuing and has no idea that she is frozen.
Mm.
Oh,
Well, she's other. Hey.
Hmm. Okay, so they know. They know they're frozen.
Hey, she knows. Um, awesome.
excuse me.
You're excused. Did the
Thank-
tea help?
Oh, absolutely. Um,
It sounded like it did. It sounded like you coughed less often. We need to juice more lemons. I used the last of it.
mm, uh, oh,
Okay. So, guys, I'm be real. I was so ready. I was so ready to yell at y'all.
Yeah, brought it
What?
up.
Oh my god.
Why?
Because y'all poisoned Call.
Oh, yeah, we haven't brought it
Y'all are gonna die. We're all just gonna die.
up. Well, is it even gonna
Asleep.
come up?
Is it?
I don't know.
I mean, Ren definitely. Wait, actually,
Like, how did we know the antidote worked, guys?
Yeah, but like, would he bring that up?
Orin definitely said that. Orin definitely explained in entirety what happened. So maybe Ren has just been holding on to the
Ren is just
anger for being outside of the city before going off on
Wait. Oren said that they tested it on Call specifically.
Orin was very detailed in his report.
Oh.
So that means that Ren knows and is a ticking time bomb ready to explode.
But like, so like, here's what I'm proposing for that. Because like Oren was still explaining, and I would assume Ren wouldn't have wanted to interrupt him during his very nervous, rapid explanation of what happened and Barnabas's cold stare throughout the whole time. I would assume that Ren wouldn't have wanted to interrupt, and then at the end of it, it's like kind of get caught up in what you're doing. So it's like the type of thing where it's like you exit the gates and it's like, all right, we start traveling. So you start thinking for just a couple seconds, and then Ren does the you idiots.
I promise you, even in Barnabas' office, there would have been a reaction.
We might have to
Oh
just retcon it
no.
next session then.
I don't know.
Excuse me.
I don't want to have to retcon anything we don't have to.
I mean, what if the reaction in the moment was just a big ol' fucking look and Call's gonna eat shit later?
That's a fat fucking look. Like,
The reaction was making notes to later kill.
no, that would have been like in the hallway. What the fuck? Like, we leave the room. What did you do? So, okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I don't want to have to retcon anything we don't have to. But
We may say that we know that it would have been in character for Ren to have reacted as soon as possible, but
yeah.
we might have to do the just narratively to not retcon the caught up in the events of the day.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Yeah. So
oh my
Call's gonna
gosh.
eat it tomorrow.
hmm?
Hmm?
Nothing.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
I'm pretty sure she said Call's gonna eat it tomorrow. Um. Um. Well, thanks to everyone watching at home. There is a YouTube channel with the latest 5 and later tonight this episode as well on it. The latest, yeah, 5 sessions. I'm going to be uploading all of the sessions from now on. The YouTube channel is, I'm just going to do the easy thing and link it in my own chat. Ba 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 da ba. Nope, that's a Discord link. That's not what I want.
Oh, I entirely forgot. I like planned to have Henry be still like wallowing about the Bennett letter this session. Oops. He was
That's
just
okay.
fine the whole time.
We set aside our trauma for later.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with that.
The trauma will occur like
I
out of
mean,
the gates, taking a few steps down the road, and then suddenly, wait a fucking second.
Okay, I mean, in
Shit will go to
fairness,
hell.
that whole session lasted like maybe 15 hours, and a good chunk of those hours were sleeping.
Mm.
That's very
So,
true.
I mean, we immediately got an order from the count in the like late afternoon, early evening, did a bunch of stuff, immediately went to bed, and at the ass crack of dawn, we were at Flanagan's. So it's like none of those are unreasonable blocks of time. It's not even a full day.
Yeah.
There were
Yeah.
also somewhat distracting things going on between the meeting with Barnabas, uh, the investigating a break-in. Um,
Witnessing and investigating a
yeah.
break in.
Okay, we'll go with that, but just in character, I swear there was like a 20% chance that Ren would have interrupted the meeting at Barnabas' office. Okay, he is so not happy with it, but we'll see what happens. And we got to talk about Bennett because Henry's not over this. Um, so also I don't know what that opal because I'm curious. So
Yeah, it's okay. So one
and
of the things I have in my notes that I'm just gonna say is Henry is gonna need to send a sending to Bennett to thank him and I don't know, to say stuff. And I have two messages written out, and Henry's gonna ask Colin Wren which one he should send because
oh,
he's not sure.
okay, do we need to do that before we head out, like so we can just like send the post?
Well,
No,
no, he's gonna
he's
use sending.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, because the
Sending.
opal
Sending.
it
That's how I like.
gives him one charge of sending every day.
Asher, that is a wonderful, wonderful item.
And it also it gives me a +1 to my spell. Um,
Spell save DC and spell attack modifier.
yeah. Is that
That is a
insane?
wonderful item.
Yeah. It's pretty freaking awesome. I'm also I at the end of last session, when we were going to bed, I was like, Ben, I'm so pissed off at you because that means that Henry could regularly keep in contact with Bennett now, and that's probably not good. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
What for like his situation with Chels, you know?
I know. I told a couple of weeks ago. I told Ben, I was like, Ben, you better not bring Bennett in right when everything is good with Chels. But they're just buds. So, like, Chels and Henry are just buds. But I'm trying to figure out how Henry feels about Chels now that he's distracted by Bennett. So, yeah, who knows? I don't know. I just play him. I just play with Henry. I don't know anything.
Well,
Just like no
I'm
thoughts, just
curious.
vibes.
Yes.
I'm curious. Henry's got some emotional conflicts right now. So and Call has to get back real soon so they can get their letter from their mom.
Or meet their mom. Or see their mom
Yeah, I
again.
was gonna
Right
say,
there.
or fully just have, their mom just show up in their room, beat the ever loving shit out of them, and go get coffee with Juster.
Yeah,
I am
leave
ready
Call
for
just
La
in a
Chocolate.
bleeding heap. Well, I'm gonna go have coffee with my favorite child now. So
We'll go
This
have
child who didn't abandon me.
who didn't let me believe they were dead for years.
Yeah,
yeah.
there's literally Call is never gonna win an argument with either one of them for the rest of their life.
Call's fault though.
Okay, yes, but there's also emotional context that goes into it. But I'm not denying you're right. But
Yes.
I mean, it's not like 100% that Call was just being like a thoughtless dick.
Sorry that I did not mute for that, and that was probably awful. I'm so
You're
sorry.
fine. Yeah, but like, Call didn't really see them for years in the like monastery anyway. So, you know, they were already really used to them not being part of the day-to-day life and not used to, and like used to not being in contact. So I don't think it occurred to Call at that point, especially, they were a stupid teenager at the time. And what 16-year-old isn't an idiot?
That's fair.
And I really want Cole's mom to be there and just La Chancla immediately take off Sandal.
Yeah. And this is the part, like, with the LeChunkla jokes, this is the part where it's gonna turn out that Call actually has, like, 3 goddamn middle names and, like, you know, has a way longer name than anyone should rationally expect, and it's all gonna get whipped out just in time.
All this name goes by 3 letters.
I am dying for Call's name.
I am as well, but my brain was like, yeah, Call is short for Colander.
Collateral damage.
Shut up.
Collision.
Colleague. Oh my god, they were colleagues. I'm sorry.
Best
You know, you asked me if like
friends
Ren was short for anything, and I thought about it, and I was like, no, it's just Ren. And then we have Call.
Oh, oh, it
And
has
this
to
is
be short for something.
oh god. I'm just excited for the reveal. Okay.
Policy.
Colothy?
Oh no, I
Colothin?
think you were stronger with Colander.
Collard green.
I don't know, collateral damage was a really good one too.
Yeah, that one was good.
Damage is my middle name.
What's your damage? My middle name?
Oh,
Oh no. Okay.
okay.
Um,
I am losing the ability to speak.
okay. I'm hungry.
Okay,
Y'all are amazing
bed.
people. Huh? What?
Okay.
go eat, go bed.
Oh, oh
Okay.
yeah.
Y'all are
I heard
wonderful.
I heard go Ben at first and I was like, why am I being cheered on? I don't understand. Okay.
Because you're the best DM ever. That's why.
Bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.